Hey everybody, I'm taking a walk through my orchard to something I don't think I've ever shared with anybody. Um, Back here is what inspired me to start growing milkweed. This right here is my mature milkweed patch. So, I think this plant is maybe 3 old. And she's about 1.5 feet tall. This is a milkweed plant. I don't see any caterpillars, but I know that the monarchs are coming. So here's my mature milkweed patch. She's just an awesome girl. This one right here. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Down here is 4. This one got nipped by the deer, but it seems to be doing okay. In here, I've got an invasive plant that I'm going to have to snip down from here. But in here are my mature milkweed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's a first-year milkweed that just started growing in the yard. She's maybe not even quite a foot tall, but she's practically perfect. And more growing in here, actually guarded amongst the raspberries. Here's another milkweed plant. This one's a lot more mature. You can see it by the leaves, just how big they are compared to my 3-month-old plants. This one started growing last year, so this appears to be a second-year plant. So this one should flower this year. I've got a little bit of weeding to do around the back. The stinging nettle behind it, I kind of want to leave a few of them so it continues to act as a deer repellent for my milkweed, because the deer will eat them. Here is one over here. Hi guys, I see there's 10 of you. It's about 1 foot tall, but it's a milkweed plant and it's growing in my yard. This is what has kind of encouraged me to start planting more, because my naturally occurring patch, here's my big ones. I'm 5 foot, so I think this one's about 2.5 feet tall. She's got some pretty good sized leaves. There's her sister plants right there. There's about 6 or 7 right in here. 1, 2, 3. Down there is 4. This little bitten one is 5, 6, 7, and 8. So in this patch, I have about 8 mature milkweed. I expect these plants over here, particularly this patch right in here, to put off milkweed flowers. And I expect lots of monarch butterflies on them this fall. Just so you guys can see what I'm kind of combating. Here are all of the stinging nettle, raspberry plants that are just kind of coming in and choking off where my milkweed were growing. But if you want to look real carefully, there's one. This one's actually pretty big. This one's probably close to 3 feet tall. I haven't dug it out yet, but it's kind of a painstaking process. She's completely surrounded by stinging nettles and black raspberry plants. So the stinging nettle has done a number. I've got some areas where it either hooked onto my glove or poked through my protection. So I'm just kind of taking it slow. I've got probably another couple of weeks of weeding back here. But if you wanted to see, right there, there's a black raspberry cluster. And you can see all the thorns. So it's not exactly the easiest way to go in. I usually douse myself in spray and drop down and start kind of getting in there. But I do no mow. So this is where my mature milkweed patch is sitting. Do I wish it wasn't growing right next to where I have my compost? Yes. Yes, I do. But I think my milkweed likes fertile soil. So I've got some amendments I'm going to add in. I'm going to put some little fencing around this area so that my husband and my son know that my big, beautiful milkweed are here and to leave them be. So if anybody's not seen this milkweed, is a product of my no mow May. I knew they were back here, but just left alone in peace and quiet to do their own thing. This is a mature milkweed patch. Great for the monarch butterflies. I'm really happy. I'm happy that it's flourishing. I'm happy that they're sending out nice green stalks. They don't appear to have a ton of bug problems. There are some little critters on there. I am not seeing any signs of caterpillars or monarchs having discovered them. But there's time. There's time. I assume that the milkweed, if I just leave them here, will continue to flourish. I just have to give them better chances at thriving on their own, which basically means cutting back this, which is the stinging nettle. Unfortunately, cutting back this, which is my raspberry patch. In here, you can see my raspberry patch. You can see my raspberries are forming and they're beautiful. But raspberries grow really, really easily in a variety of locations. A common milkweed plant like this is much rarer and much harder to find. So this is really the key. I've been contemplating this one, digging it up and putting it in my garden, but they have such long, strong tap roots. I really just don't want to disturb it and risk losing this gorgeous little plant. Yeah. So I guess there's my milkweed madness. And let's take a walk over to past right now we're just in the orchard, walking past my orchard. These are my apple trees, my plum trees, my pear trees back there. And I'm just going over to check on my small milkweed patch. This is just a row. And you can see how similar the babies look. They're just little tiny, thin, miniature versions of the parent plants. Let's see if I can find one that's doing really good. Oh, this one looks like this one looks much more like the plants that I have growing naturally in the weeds next to the compost pile. More milkweed. Something nipped off this, but I'm convinced it'll continue to grow. More milkweed. More milkweed. This one's probably about 3 or 4 inches tall. Not very big at all. But eventually they will look more like the other plants. Oh, this plant. This one's doing really good. It's sending off side shoots. And looking just more like a mature plant than any of the other ones. It's probably about 8 inches, maybe 10 inches tall now. Very, very young, very, very small. But the deer seem to be leaving them alone. So that's really good. Here's my corn. There's the Roma tomatoes. Here's the cherry tomatoes. Not doing as good, but these guys all got a hefty fertilizer dose the other day. And so I'm hoping maybe, just maybe, it'll make these guys start producing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Potato buckets. This year we're growing our potatoes in buckets. And here's the growth. They're getting pretty tall now, so the chance will be coming up for us to be able to mound them up a little bit. As we grow the potatoes up, we'll continue adding dirt, and then we'll get potatoes growing in the lower half of the bucket and potatoes also growing in the top half of the bucket. There's one potato pot. There's another potato pot. There's third. Ooh, this one's growing really good. This one looks really nice. This one is growing something. I don't know if it's potatoes though. There's another potato pot. And this little one is doing really good. So that's kind of cool. Walking under my apple trees. Got a lot of caterpillars because I didn't spray this year. All right, on to the sunflowers and sadness. Gosh, I'm really sad about this one, guys. All 20 of my sunflower plants were eaten by deer. I'm quite sad. Here's the gladiolas. Looking really good. They're sending out more leaves, so I think they're probably about 1.5 feet tall now. They're about 8 feet tall now. They're getting pretty substantial. Here are my zinnias. There's a Cosmo. Down here are my little snapdragons. They're not, I'm not going to lie to you, they're not doing good. I think the first day they were out, they really got fried. Well, here comes the rain, but little rain never scared a gardener, or at least not this gardener. My Cosmo. Oh, exciting things. I should cut through. Let me step through before I get completely rained on and show you something cool. This one right here is one of my hollyhocks. The one I thought was doing the best at the first. And here are hollyhock buds. So everyone says, oh, they're rosette shaped leaves, right? That's how the description of them. This is what the rosette shaped leaf looks like. And this is a hollyhock bud. Is my hollyhock 1 foot tall? Yes, my hollyhock is 1 foot tall. But it's gonna have hollyhock blooms on it, so I'll take it. Over here, I got a couple of blooms out of my zinnia. Yellow, they're really quite pretty. I'm glad that I put these in. There's a little not growing, very, very small, like 3 inches tall snapdragon. I don't think my snapdragons are gonna do anything this year. But another exciting news for my cosmos. Here's a Cosmo plant. I have Cosmo flower buds starting. So that's exciting. Let me get out of here because there's literally nothing to show you over here anymore. That's the backside. I think I'm going to have to go buy a couple of flats of snapdragons to fill in this front. And I don't know. I'm going to have to make up a new gardening list because my best intentions didn't fill up the space in this massive garden bed. Here's my blue forget-me-nots. These are really cool. There's another forget-me-not. And another forget-me-not. I have real mature versions of these on the other side. But I'll show you in a minute. The hostas. And here is the row of zinnias. My favorite part of the garden. Yellow. I don't know what color this is going to be. Red. Pink zinnias. Here's a white. Red. Pink. I really like this one. I think this one's awesome. Pink. Not bloomed yet. Here's a pink zinnia. And another tall pink zinnia. More pink. More pink. This just seems to be what my packet gave me. I just planted these randomly. I did not think I was going to end up with so many pink. This one got nipped by rabbits earlier in the season and it just has not recovered. I was expecting it to send out side shoots, but the side shoots just kind of stopped. I don't know. I guess maybe I don't like having my zinnias naturally topped. There we go. That one's going to be pink. This one is pink. Ugh, another yellow zinnia. I love these so much. I can't describe how much I love these. Here's another one that got naturally topped. Same exact thing. It just looks stunted and small and it's stopped sending out side shoots and I don't like it. So anyways, here we'll keep going down the line. Pink zinnia. Dark pink zinnia. This one's kind of like light and more delicate. And this one's really, really dark. So even within the color spectrum, plants right next to each other have very different shades. This one is so cool. Red. I don't get a ton of red plants, but I really do like them. Pink. This is my favorite. My favorite plant probably that I grew, period, this year. I like it so much. I might take this flower as a cut flower when she's nearing the end of her life cycle for her seed pods. You pull off these little petals and attached is their seed pod. And another pink. My son did spot earlier this week, my son spotted a groundhog under the porch. So I assume the guy keeps nipping off my flowers at the base in this spot so he can get in and out from underneath the deck. Onto the flower pots. Nothing to report here other than they're gorgeous. They're huge. They're gorgeous. The snapdragons aren't standing a chance. They're down in there, but they're not doing too good. There's a snapdragon. Looks like this one's going to be pink. Oh, another pink. Here's a snapdragon that fought its way through. Look how deep and saturated that color is. Like, I want the seed pods to this one because that pink is spectacular. There's my purple outgrowing this pot at just a rapid rate. I have a feeling after my blue forget-me-nots right here finish flowering that I'm going to have a heck of a time repotting all of my petunias. They're going to need more space after this one's done. But there. This one will show better. Forget-me-nots, they grow like broccoli. They really look like broccoli right now. Put these little seed pods right there, these little flower pods open up and they're beautiful, delicate blue flowers. There's side shoots off the main stem. It sends off side shoots, and at the end of every side shoot, there's more flowers. More petunia, marigold, and snapdragon pots. This one only had one snapdragon come through. I'm not sure if it's going to flower or not. This pot's insane. This pot is crazy. We've got pink and yellow snapdragons that were supposed to be in the middle. Here's like a baby pink snapdragon coming through right next to its marigold. And then all along on the lower section are all the petunias. This pot's doing really well. Like, it's too full. I don't know how I'm going to keep it alive for the next couple of months. Here are my dahlias. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing stuff right with dahlias, wrong with dahlias. They're sending off more blooms. If you want to see right there, there's more blooms coming in. There's more blooms coming in right there. But I want to leave the brown parts, like I want to leave these seed heads to see if I can get some actual like seeds off my dahlias this year. Anyways, problems. There is my, what the heck are they? Oh, purple bearded irises. They're done for the year. I actually need, by this fall, I need to dig that whole section up and split the bulbs so that way they hopefully grow a little bit better. I didn't get a lot of weeding done, so it is what it is. What have I got going? What have I got growing? That's a better question. I bought a pack 2 weeks ago. I bought a pack of lavender seeds because my lavender plant died. Nothing's come up. This is my black-eyed Susan or Rudbeckia. They're growing really, really nice. I need to get in here and separate them into individual pots. Green beans. My green bean had one successful sprout. This one's looking, I'm not gonna lie, it's looking munched on, but it is a green bean plant. So, and then here are my pickling cucumbers and my eating cucumbers. First time growing liatris. Here's my liatris. And there's an experiment. 2 milkweed babies that I put in pots to see how they do if I just let them grow. So, I don't know. I got nothing else for you today. It's rainy. It's overcast. It's my favorite time to be in the garden because it's nice and cool. I'm not getting beat on by the sun. So, everyone have a good day. Thanks for joining me. Remember, it's not too late to grow yourself some flowers, put some plants in the ground, do something good for your health, and do something good for Mother Nature. I appreciate you all. Thanks very much for stopping in. Bye.